Hello, Internet friend. I'm David Ravel, and this is ValueSide for Monday, September 11. For all of our articles and podcasts, visit valueside.com. Today, it's the birthday of the New World Order. Well, on this day, September 11, 1990, the American president announced the beginning of the New World Order. Appropriately enough, it was President George H.W. Bush who made this announcement. After all, he was its chief architect. Before a special joint session of Congress, Bush outlined his vision for this new order of the ages. It came at a time of extraordinary global turmoil. The United States was putting in place the men and equipment that would invade Iraq the next year, while on the other side of the globe, Estonia, Lithuania, and Georgia were all declaring that they were each a sovereign country, and in less than a year, the Soviet Union would dissolve. So as Bush ascended to the podium that evening, he was doing little more than reporting to Congress and the American people the events occurring worldwide. It was also his opportunity to get out in front of this march of history. He begins his speech by saying, quote, "We stand today at a unique and extraordinary moment. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge in a new era, free from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace." Unquote. It was the first time that the phrase New World Order was uttered by an American leader. For many, this new construct would lead to confusion and debate. In the years to come, many would return to the speech trying to determine Bush's real meaning. Many thought that Bush was calling for one world government. While it is true that Bush was in a very real sense a globalist, it was a global order with just one indisputable leader, the United States. Later, in the very same address to Congress, Bush goes on to provide a listing of America's role in this new world order. Quote, "America and the world must defend common vital interests, and we will. America and the world must support the rule of law, and we will. America and the world must stand up to aggression, and we will. Oh, and one more thing. In the pursuit of these goals, America will not be intimidated." Unquote. Notice the positioning. It's America and then the world. America in the leadership position. Bush's New World Order is an order with just one leader, America. America's leadership position would become a reality in just a year. With the fall of the old Soviet Union, the remaining superpower became just the U.S. of A. Just like the coalition that Bush built to invade Iraq, Bush saw America as the premier country. While other countries joined the coalition of the willing, the United States took the leadership role in providing the bulk of armaments and military personnel for the battle. For the next 32 years, this American-centric New World Order has prevailed. It's an order in which the United States has not hesitated to use its armed forces against any country that opposed the NWO. In that time, the U.S. began no fewer than 18 separate military actions against such diverse nations as Iraq, Afghanistan, Kosovo, Niger, and Haiti, to name just a few. The era of the New World Order has created an America that has become the most militarily aggressive in its history. Now, some have said the United States behaves like the policeman of the world. But more accurately, America has merely been enforcing its vision of this New World Order. However, the NWO was shaken to its core on February 24 last year with the Russian special military operation in Ukraine. Russia was acting in complete defiance of the U.S. global order. Ukraine had been a virtual vassal state of America for a generation or more. The current U.S. president had spent much of his career focused on Ukraine. Under President Obama, Vice President Joe Biden was appointed the point man to oversee U.S. support for Ukraine. a position that made Biden the ultimate overseer for that country. It was a natural role for the American New World Order. As the world's remaining superpower, America under Obama and Biden assumed the role of arbiter to the world. Ukraine was one of the chief hotspots of the time, so it was only natural that our nation's vice president should guide them to the right ways of the New World Order. There was simply no opposition. At the time, Russia lagged far behind the Americans in military might, so Russia was in no position to object to the American assertion of control over Ukraine. However, over time that has all changed. Under President Putin, the Russian Federation has built a tremendous military and an economy that can withstand the full sanctions of the American and European colossus. When Russia invaded Ukraine, it appeared to be a mismatch. Ukraine had the largest army in Europe with nearly 200,000 active personnel. It was fully equipped with the latest, most technologically advanced weapons from the U.S. and NATO. Many in the West saw Russia as a less than capable force, consisting mainly of conscripts who were not as well trained as the Ukrainians. However, the actual results on the battlefield have not borne that out. Once considered a poorly trained and disciplined force, the Russians have proven to be an extremely formidable foe. For 18 months, Russia has more than survived the battle, going toe-to-toe with the Ukrainians. By many European assessments, Russia is now actually winning this war. A Russian victory would be nothing short of an earth-shattering event. The Russian incursion in Ukraine is completely overturning the New World Order. It has shown that the United States' claim to supremacy may no longer be valid. The champion has met its match. For 18 times, the United States fought off any challenger to its world order, but not this time. This time, Russia remains standing, and it remains resolute. The Russian performance in the war speaks volumes to a world that is ultimately ruled by raw power. For 33 years, America has not hesitated to exercise its might as the only military superpower. The American New World Order stood on the shoulders of the world's most powerful military. However, each day that Russia remains on the battlefield in Ukraine, it becomes a vivid demonstration that the American power is waning. It is a lesson that the rest of the world recognizes. Former friends and allies are beginning to desert America. You can see that in those countries that are joining the BRICS organization, the international trade group. Longtime allies, such as Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and India, are leaving the American sphere to join this independent association. Today, September 11th, is the 33rd birthday of the New World Order, an order that reflected the scope and reach of one country, America. Throughout history, the world's order has been a function of the power and might of its most dominant nation. Today, America's preeminence is facing its greatest challenge. It's uncertain if our New World Order can survive a Russian victory in Ukraine. And that's ValueSide for Monday, September 11. For all of our articles and podcasts, visit valueside.com. I'm David Ravel. ValueSide is independently written and researched